I'm delighted how often we've heard DIDComm mentioned as an alternative, or it's come up in slides and mentioned by even very prominent people. There's a recognition that it's a player that is different enough in the market that people are keeping an eye on, and I've been very delighted by that. It means that even though the architecture reference framework, of course, talks about OpenID, that people are keeping an eye on DIDComm for the other types of features that they may not need that are outside the scope of pure verifiable credentials, and DIDComm is a great answer for that.
Okay.
Yes, it can include a lot of messaging that's oriented to humans. For example, messages or status or explanations. It's also really good at confirmations or asking questions or things like that that are not purely just passing verifiable credentials. Those are the beginning uses. There'll be much more in the future, but people are recognizing that their business processes need things outside of just the pure passage of verifiable credentials. And a good example of that is the ID union work that we presented here about OpenID and DIDComm combined together, and how to establish in one OpenID interaction to both present a credential and establish a DIDComm connection at the same time. Yeah, but biometrics helps in a handful of ways. One, it helps with a bring your own biometric concept, where you can bring a biometric that can then be verified in a way that allows biometrics to work without some big central database of biometrics. It can also be used for remote verification in a really useful way, so that you can get a verification or proof of verification on a remote device through a service and an operator that you trust, but then receive that proof without having to actually process the biometrics yourself. And that's going to be really, really useful for a very large majority of use cases. We support, in fact, we have in production a bring your own biometrics type of solution as it comes to travel, and we will help people on board initially too. If they need a solution to be able to prove people on the way into an ecosystem, we can also assist with that. Lots of providers are getting really excited about eIDAS and working hard. I worry that too many businesses are waiting for that to occur instead of getting involved now and realizing the value they could have now with verifiable credentials, instead sort of waiting for the European legislation and process to happen, which is still several years in the making here. And so it's interesting that so many businesses seem to be waiting rather than realizing the value available to them now.